Do whales really sing during the breeding season? How are noise pollution and systemic injustices linked? And who is killing all of our birds? What a wild week. Zimbabwean ranger brings back painted dogs. Jealous Mpufu, a ranger in Zimbabwe, has been awarded Tusk's Ranger of the Year for his 25 efforts in saving the endangered painted dogs. Painted dogs, also known as African wild or hunting dogs, are entirely native to Africa. Sadly, there are only 7,000 painted dogs left on the entire continent of Africa due to habitat loss, hunting and climate change. In fact, scientists believe climate change could wipe them out completely, which is where amazing people like Jealous Mpufu come in. Mpufu was 54 and had never seen a painted dog until 1997. He became the first ranger for painted dog conservation, founded by Peter Blinston. Peter founded this charity after learning about painted dogs in a Jade Goodall documentary. Despite many challenges, including a tragedy in 2006 when the last pack in Hwange was dispersed, Mpufu and the team rehabilitated the alpha male and reintroduced painted dogs into the wild, successfully raising multiple generations. Recognised for saving dozens of dogs' lives, Mpufu will receive a £30,000 grant as Tusk's Ranger of the Year, which he plans to share with his family, the community, and of course the painted dogs he has dedicated his life to saving.
Very excited. Looking for my painted dogs. I want everybody to try to protect these dogs.
Urban wildlife is affected by noise inequalities, a recent study has found. When we think of pollutants, it might be easy to skip over the less visible pollutants, such as noise. Noise pollution, an often overlooked environmental concern, has far-reaching consequences on human health and wildlife. Much like other forms of pollution, systemic injustices exacerbate its effect on certain communities. A recent study titled Inequalities in Noise Will Affect Urban Wildlife, published in Nature, Ecology and Evolution, sheds light on this issue. The study, conducted by acoustic ecologists at Colorado State University, reveals a disturbing link between noise pollution and redlined marginalized communities. The research delved into the urban noise distribution across 83 US cities, examining historical racial divisions. What they found was shocking. Redline communities experienced not only more but louder urban noise, with consequences for both people and wildlife. To understand the roots of this injustice, we need to go back to 1933, when the Homeowners Loan Corporation introduced redlining, a discriminatory practice assigning grades to neighbourhoods based on race and wealth.
How are these racist government policies tie into what we now call redlining?
The term came about because the federal government, Uncle Sam them, created color-coded maps that told banks where they could give out housing loans. The green sections were a go, whereas the red sections, typically where black people lived, were deemed too risky.
While redlining was outlawed in 1968, its impacts persist due to decades of neglect and divestment. The study points out the direct link between noise levels and structural racism, with Grade D neighbourhoods experiencing 17% higher maximum noise levels than their wealthier counterparts. The health effects of noise pollution on humans are alarming, from hearing loss to increased risk of heart disease, but it doesn't stop there. Persistent loud noise also stresses wildlife, altering their behaviour and making them more vulnerable to predators. The study's author emphasises that systemic injustices shape ecology and evolution, highlighting the need for more consideration in environmental planning. Adding green spaces without addressing noise impacts may undermine the benefits of these initiatives. By incorporating noise mitigation strategies, conservation funding, and thoughtful urban planning, we can create environments that benefit both people and wildlife. The impacts of the 2020 to 2021 megafires in California have been revealed for the first time in a study published this week. Unprecedented wildfires in California between 2020 and 2021 burned over 9,000 kilometers squared of forest. That's 10 times more than usual, impacting the habitat of 508 vertebrate species. Researchers from the Rocky Mountain Research Station published findings in the 2020 to 2021 California megafires and their impacts to wildlife habitats. California's extensive wildlife database and Forest Service records were used to analyse over 600 species, revealing significant changes to their habitats. 16 of these were of particular conservation concern, including fishers, Pacific martins, and wolverines. Wildlife in these regions has not adapted to these high-impact megafires, and stresses such as invasive species and drought are exacerbated by climate change, hugely limiting forest resilience. This emphasises the need for proactive forest management and an end to fossil fuel production. 2/3 of the confirmed illegal killings of birds of prey in the UK last year have been linked to shooting estates. The RSPB have released their annual bird crime report, and the findings are shocking. Around 2/3 of confirmed illegal bird of prey killings in 2022 have been linked to shooting estates, according to the RSPB's latest report. Buzzards, red kites, goshawks, hen harriers, peregrine falcons and white-tailed eagles have all fallen victim to shooting, trapping and poisoning, totalling 61 reported killings last year. Game bird shooting has been a popular British countryside sport for hundreds of years, with up to 146,000 pheasants, 5,300 red grouse and 38,300 red-legged partridges shot every day in the UK during their respective hunting seasons. This has been a topic of controversy in Britain for the last few years. The latest RSPB report disturbingly showed that 39 of these birds were hen harriers, a red-listed threatened species, which were confirmed killed or had suspiciously disappeared since January 2022. The report highlights specific areas of concern, with 37.7% of the total killings linked to pheasant and partridge shooting, 19.7% to grouse moors, and 6.6% to a combination of the two. In the report, North Yorkshire particularly stands out, where 8 satellite-tagged hen harriers met a tragic end. One bird, named Free, had its head pulled off while alive, and 4 chicks were found trampled to death in their nest. The RSPB is now calling for greater regulation of shooting, particularly in intensive forms of grouse shooting. A bill to introduce licensing to grouse moors in Scotland is already underway, and the RSPB urges England to do the same. The RSPB also emphasises the difficulty in identifying those responsible for the killings. Shockingly, in 2022, only 2 individuals were prosecuted for raptor persecution. As the call for increased protection of birds of prey grows louder, the debate over the regulation of shooting, especially in grouse moors, is expected to continue. Blue whales, ocean giants, return to safe tropical haven. In the vast expanse of the Indian Ocean, a remarkable comeback is unfolding. Blue whales, the largest animals on Earth, are reclaiming their home in a region once devastated by whaling. In 2020 and 2021, researchers and filmmakers in the Seychelles documented the presence of blue whales, showcasing this incredible footage in the IMAX film Blue Whales 3D. Little did they know that this discovery was just the beginning. Armed with a year of underwater audio recordings, scientists uncovered a surprising revelation. The blue whales were not just passing through, they were spending months in this region. One of the lead investigators, Dr. Kate Stafford, said, "It turns out if you stop killing animals on mass scales and you give them a chance to rebound, they can recover." The history of commercial whaling casts a long shadow. Blue whale numbers remain a fraction of what they once were, listed as endangered by the International Union for the Conservation of Nature. The Soviet whaling fleet's decimation in the 1960s left a lasting impact. More than 300,000 blue whales were killed in the Southern Hemisphere alone, chased down by modern fast whaling ships. Figures from the International Whaling Commission revealed the staggering toll, with 30,000 blue whales killed in a single year during the 1930s. The discovery, published in the Journal of Endangered Species Research, was no accident. Researchers fixed a sound trap to the seabed near the Seychelles, capturing 15 minutes every hour, every day, for an entire year. After meticulous analysis of the recordings, blue whales were identified by their very low-frequency songs, which were heard primarily during March and April. This means the Seychelles could be really important for blue whales. They sing during the breeding season, and it was most probably the males that were heard singing. As we witness the return of these majestic giants to the Seychelles, the story of blue whales making a comeback serves as a beacon of hope in the ongoing effort to preserve and protect our oceans. The Seychelles, with its commitment to conservation, could play a crucial role in ensuring the continued survival of these incredible creatures. So there you have it, those were some of the most important stories of the week relating to all things wild. Hit the like button, click subscribe, and I'll see you this time next week to catch you up on all things wild.